Hey everybody, it's Janice with Creating Through Chaos. I'm going to start this project off with this palette I got at, I believe it was Family Dollar, but it was $3. And I'm going to start by painting the top and bottom slats with the color Deep Burgundy by Decor, and it's an Americana paint. And I'm just going to get all of that area on the edges and even on the sides to make sure I get the top and the bottom fully done with that color. So I went like in between the slat and then along the edges. And then just making sure that I get all of that one, and then I did the same exact thing to the bottom one. Once that was dry, I am going to take and do the color Almondine, which is also a Decor Americana paint. And I'm going to do the same thing to the center slat. Just cover that all with the Almondine paint. Again, getting the inside edges and the outside edges. Once I have those all painted and they're fully dry, I'm going to take my antique wax and I'm going to get in between the slats, those little lines holding the palettes together. I'm going to cover those with the antique wax, and then I'm going to go around and do the back side also. So these back slats here, I'm just going to take my brush and run it along the edges of each one. And then I'm going to use my applicator to get the rest of it. I couldn't get this little edge with my applicator very well, so I'm just doing it quickly with a paintbrush. And then I can kind of get on it with the applicator, but it's easier to do it with the paintbrush first. Just kind of quickly doing it so that when I do the applicator, I can just kind of blend it all. So once I have that all done, I'm going to take my applicator and I'm just going to go over the whole back side of this with the antique wax, just to make it look nice and finished. And then I'm just going to let that fully dry when I was all done. So as you can see, I'm just going to do the whole entire back. Now I'm going to start on the front. I'm just going to take my applicator and kind of go over each one of the burgundy ones. I'm also going to go over the white, but I'm going to use a rag or a baby wipe to wipe back some of the excess. So just kind of get that on there, take my baby wipe and just kind of wipe off some of that off of the white and the burgundy. I'm just using an old t-shirt. Just kind of get that all stained the way I want it. Then I'm going to set that aside and I'm going to work on this wooden star that I had. I just had this in my supplies. I'm not even sure where it came from. I'm going to lay that on this star scrapbook paper and I'm going to trace that and then cut it out. Just trace all around it with a pencil and then cut it out. Once I have that all cut out, I'm going to use some Mod Podge and I'm going to put that right on the star. I'm just going to apply that paper, kind of figuring out which way I had cut it. Probably should have marked it. And I'm just going to smooth that out with my hands. Then once it was fully dry, I just sanded off the excess around the edges. Now that I have all the excess paper off, I'm just going to take that antique wax and go around the unfinished edge around the star. And I'm going to kind of let some of that go up onto the paper to kind of give the paper an antique look as well. Just kind of going around the edges. Now I'm going to take my hot glue. I'm going to glue that into the left-hand corner here. So just set that right there. And then I'm going to take this Rusty number 4 that I've had. This has also been something that's been in my stash of stuff. I'm going to put some quick drying E6000 on the back of the 4. And then I'm just going to set that in the bottom right-hand corner. And then just kind of let that glue set. And that is it. This project is finished. I think this turned out so super cute. And I love nothing more than Rustic Patriotic. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it inspires you to make one. And as always, don't forget to spread the chaos.